Okay, a blessed morning, everyone. Welcome to our first virtual international webinar series of Beyond Books publication. My task this morning is to explain to you the basic and action research for junior high school and senior high school students. We all know that when we talk about research, medyo ano to it's too difficult to understand. But for our professors, for our teachers from basic education, teacher coming from junior high school and senior high school, these are some of the tips that we can adopt and we can have so that we can understand what is all about basic and action research. I am Dr. Sani Soriano of Urdaneta City University. I have here a contact number. If medyo hindi po masyadong clear ang information ng mga information na aking madidiscuss, you can contact me and I can give you some of the tips and other information regarding action and basic researches. Okay, first, let us identify the different kinds of quantitative research design, because we all know that there are lots of quantitative research design. First, we have the descriptive research design. Sir, what is descriptive research design? Descriptive research design is all about to describe the nature and the time of the study and to explore the causes of phenomenon according to Octave of 1992. This is very, very familiar po that all of us being a researcher, ito yung madalas na ginagamit, the descriptive research design. What are the different classification of descriptive research design? First, we have the descriptive correlational. What is this? We are just testing for the relationship between two variables. And another is the descriptive survey. We will be employed to measure the existing phenomenon without inquiring into why it exists. That is descriptive survey. And another thing, another classification of descriptive design is descriptive status. What is this? We are seeking to answer or seeks to answer question to real facts relating to existing conditions. And another thing is descriptive analysis. We will be determining and determines and describes the nature of an object by separating it into parts. Okay, there are lots of definition regarding the classification of descriptive design. Number two, second of the kinds of quantitative research design is the ex post facto. What is ex post facto? This is a casual comparative. We will be having to uncover a cost and effect relationship, which is the research is not conducted between the two groups on each other. This is one second type or kinds of quantitative research design. And number three is the action research design. What is this? This action research design follows a cyclical process. The researcher identifies a problem and determines a plan of action to address it. This is very common to our basic education. Even you are in elementary level, we as an educator, we as a teacher, our principal or head teacher allows us to make an action research because it determines and identifies a problem that we will make an action or plan of action to address that specific problem. Okay. And number four, experimental research design. How about this? We will be determine the effect of one or more manipulative factors upon a dependent variable under a controlled variable condition. More on experimental, more on experiment specifically for science subject. This is very useful under one of the kinds of quantitative research design, which is experimental research design. I will give you an overview. What are the different characteristics of research title? Hindi po napakadaling mag-isip ng title, isn't it, dear educators? You can type in your answer, yes or no. I know all of us has these struggles. How to start making a research? paano ba gumawa ng research title? Di po ba? Kaya bibigyan ko po kayo ng tip. What are the characteristics of a research title? Number one, according to Cristobal and Cristobal of 2017, research titles should summarize the main idea. Which is summarize the main idea. Second, concise statement. Dapat walang paligoy-ligoy. Accurate yung information ng title. Nandiyan na po lahat. Pagkabasa, concise ang statement. And also, you must include the major variables. Example, you will be detailing, identifying the respondents, the location, the accurate information of that specific title, of specific research that you have. And also, the title that you will be doing or making is self-explanatory. You don't need to have your vocabulary highfalutin words. You will not be using those words in your research title. Dapat self-explanatory. And next, describe or imply the participants. That is the characteristics. Sir, alam naman po natin, the researchers, educators, once we have our mind of list of different research titles, we must know also the different guidelines in formulating the statement of the problem. Because it's very important, dear educators and researchers, that we have this idea that our research title is parallel to our formulation of statement of the problem. According to Chico and Matira of 2016, number one, the problem be it in general and specific. Okay, kaya nga may sinasabi sila na general ang statement of the problem and we have a specific. It could be 4, 3, or 5, or 6. Those are specific problems. You can be having your profiling, what is the relationship or difference between a specific variables to another variables. That's it. And second, the major problem of the study can be stated by briefly pointing out the objectives and the subject and the coverage. Okay, that is the major problem or general problem. And third, specify the sub-problems. It's very important po, dear teachers, that you must have the sub-problems for you to come up a good research in your introduction together with the whole research that you have. It is customary to state the sub-problems in interrogative form. Dapat naka-question form po ang ating mga sub-problems. Okay. And also, includes all possible components under the sub-problems of the study. And sixth, each specific question should be clear and univocal. That is very important in our specific question. You should also have advanced information on the instrument to be used for gathering data, for data gatherings. As a researcher, we need to have the idea how to make data gathering tools. Ano ba yung kailangan kong i-apply dito sa specific sub-problems na ito? And answer to the specific questions. Ngayon po, those are the general general information and tips when we are making our researches. It could be an action research or a fundamental research. Okay, let's proceed for the action research. Yung action research, this is only a guide, dear teachers, for us to make an action research. These are the questions may arise when we are making our research, our action research. What is the problem? That is the first question. What is the problem? What are the some possible solutions when we are making an action research? What is the possible solution I want to investigate? How do I make solution to my work? And how do I record data and reflect on it? And also, how do I share my experiences with others? You know what? Action research is essential nowadays, especially when we are having a specific problem to address in our specific school. We have this to do this action research. And action research could be publishable. And Beyond Books publication is here to help us to publish your work in action research. And those are the things. Okay. How do we differ? Bigyan ko lang po kayo ng overview. Paano po ba, ano po ang pagkakaiba ng fundamental research sa action research? Kasi po baka sakali may pagkakatulad sila, pagkakahawig. Pero dito po, in terms of differences, in terms of areas, in terms of objectives and problems, okay, be specific with this. Under fundamental research, pagdating sa objectives, search new facts and establish universal. Unlike sa action research, you are looking for a solution to the prevalent school or educational problems. Kumbaga, ito po napakalawak pagdating sa objectives ng fundamental research. Okay, yung mga basic researches natin, which is you are searching new facts. You are establishing universal. Unlike to our action research, you are looking for a solution, a prevalent to specific educational problems. And in terms naman po sa problem, when you are making a fundamental research, you are conductive in the context of general circumstances in the field of education. Unlike sa action research, if there is a rising problem related to specific school only, di ba? Ang makikinabang ay yung specific school na meron ka. Okay po. And also, in terms of different areas, we have the nature of problem. Sa fundamental research ay theoretical and wide. Unlike sa action research, practical and narrow yung ating nature of problem. In terms of sampling naman, sa ating fundamental research, it is large and gathered from outside. Unlike sa action research, yung ating sampling limited. At yung gathered nating data is related sa ating school. Related from our school. That is the difference between fundamental and action research. How about in terms of outcomes and findings? It can be used universally sa fundamental research. Unlike sa action research, related to the specific school. If you are in the 1G Macaraig National High School, if you have your action research, syempre, related dun sa specific school, doon sa 1G Macaraig lamang po yung outcomes and findings mo po. In terms of duration, sa fundamental research, unlimited, can work lifelong. Yun po yung sa basic research natin. Sa action research naman, limited. Kumbaga, maximum of 1 session. If you have your first term or whole year, you have your action research, limited lang yung ating duration po and maximum lang siya ng 1 session because you are just addressing a specific problem addressed to your school. How about the process? Sa ating process po sa fundamental research is this rigid. Kumbaga, technical ang knowledge required. How about sa action research? Flexible. No technical knowledge required here. Pagdating sa atin sa researcher, anyone, not necessary of the school. Kumbaga, ang ating fundamental research, hindi sa ating co-school, hindi sa specific school natin. Sa action research kasi kailangan teachers belong to the same school. Those are the researchers natin. Okay po. In terms of instrumentation naman po, in fundamental research, authentic tools are used. While in action research, the teachers made tests are used. Yun lang po yung pagkakaiba. In terms of data analysis, complex statistics are used. Pagdating naman po sa action research, general statistics are used. Okay po, those are the concepts na pwede nating makita when we are making or to compare ano po yung pwede kong gawin as a teacher sa ating mga estudyante in terms of fundamental research or in terms of action research. Ano po ba yung pagkakaiba po ng dalawang ito? Those are the things. And also, action research proposal, meron po tayong guidelines po when we are making action proposal. We have the introduction according to short of 2002, introduction, methodology, significance, expected output, references, work and financial plan, and project duration, and curriculum vitae. Please allow me to identify each one of the parts of action research proposal under short of 2002. When we are making an introduction section, this consists of background of the study, the context, the objectives of your research, the review of the literature, which is appropriate or align with the statement of the problem that you have. It's very, very important that the statement of the problem identifies the process that you are writing in your introduction, because it should answer the following questions. Remember this, educators. Dapat makikita ito doon sa ating introduction. Number one question, what am I proposing to study? Bakit ko ba ipinopropose tong study nito, di ba? What is the basis of my interest in this topic or focus? What is my main interest? Why I should make an action research or that specific title? And third, what I am trying to learn about and understand. What are my overall goals? We must identify in our introduction yung gusto nating malaman, matutunan, ano ba yung overall goals natin when we are making an action research regarding specific title that we selected. And also, what are the factors in my own history and experiences have led me to become interested in this area of inquiry? What I am trying to make is that you can use this a list of questions to make your introduction by means of list of questions proposed by Short of 2002. Yun po yun. Pwede natin gawin sa first and two sentences to answer the proposed to study. And next, you can have what are the factors in your own history and experiences that you have led to interest to that specific area of inquiry or title that you have. And also, it's very important also to what are your specific research questions for this study. Gaya ng sabi ko nga po sa inyo, dapat align ang ating statement of the problem doon sa ating introduction, because kailangan mabasa din as a reader, kailangan mabasa ng ating mga readers, ng ating also mga other researchers. Ano ba yung gustong ipakita nitong title na ito, itong research na ito dun sa kanyang introduction? And also, we must include the question, what is the background of this topic or focus, and why is that background important to understand? Dapat i-include din po natin yun. And also, what is the context of previous work that has been done on this topic? Baka sakaling may mga related studies tayo na matutuklasan bakit nag-come up tayo sa ganitong problem to solve in our specific school. To what else does the topic relate? Kanino ba ito pumapatungkol? 'Di ba? How do we address this topic? Sa iba ba? Ganun po. How can I situate my study within related professional literature? And also, we can include the question, where am I going to conduct this study in our introduction? And where will I gather the data? What is the specific context in which the study will be conducted? Example, in your school population, in your classroom environment, in your curriculum, etc. And last, in what kind of place am I gathering the data? You must include that in our introduction. And also, in terms of methodology po, napakahalaga po na makita din po ng ating mga readers ang consistency. Because in methodology section, it consists of research design, sampling procedures, methods of data collection. At dapat, these are the list of questions that we must address and answer on that specific methodology. What is my general approach to research design? Experimental po ba? Case study po ba, or qualitative, quantitative, different research design? And second, kailangan masagot natin pagdating sa methodology, how and why did I choose this approach? Bakit ba napili natin ito? Related ba ito? Ito ba yung applicable or hindi? What are the important kinds of data will I explore? What specific methods of data collection will I use? Example, kung field notes po ba, teaching journal, interview ba, questionnaire po, tape recording po ba yung gagamitin natin, G-form, collecting of artifacts, etc. Those are the methods of data collection that should appear in our methodology. And also, kailangan masagot din natin, what are my tentative plans for data analysis? Diba? How do I plan to organize and analyze data as I collect it? Those are the things that will answer in our methodology. How will I plan for more intensive analysis once the process of data collection has been completed? Diba? Kailangan makita po natin, ma-enumerate natin, what are your plans? Diba? How much time do I expect to spend doing which activities? What is my week-by-week research timeline? Kailangan, pagdating sa action research or making your research, may timeline po tayo. O, ito, sa loob ng isang linggo, I will gather all the data, the proposal, I will send the letter to the principal, to the division superintendent, etc. Do I need to gain the permission or informed consent from other parents or guardians or other gatekeepers? If so, how will I gain this consent? Kailangan makita din po ito kasi ito yung mga list of questions na pwedeng itanong sa atin. How will I assure participants that they will be protected from harm and that they will not be exposed at risk? Because it's very important that we have our confidentiality in terms of the respondents, in terms of participants' response. Yan po. Next po, significance and expected outcome. On this section naman po, we must indicate the process, the services, the products or information which the action research project is expected to provide or produce. This is also presents the value of the intervention being used by the teacher. Ito yung mga guidelines po na pwede nating masagot at pwede nating makita pagdating sa significance expected outcome. Whose interests are served by this research? Diba? Sino po yung makikinabang nito? Who benefits? Diba? What is the study's potential significance from my classroom or local context? For education po ba or for society as a whole? What is the study's potential significance? Yun ang dapat nating ma-address. And also, who might care about this study? Sino ba yung makikinabang dito? Where and with whom might I share the findings? Okay. And also, where might a report of this research be published? Okay po. Those are the questions which is significance under expected outcome. Okay po. Those are the things that we need to address in terms of our significance and expected outcome. In terms naman po sa project duration or literature muna tayo. Sa literature and references, pagdating po dito, dapat allowed tayo bilang researcher to define the problem of inquiry. It includes the books, the journals, what else? The memoranda, the periodicals, thesis or dissertations, proceedings of articles, etc. And also, the format depends upon the institution's guidelines. Napakahalaga din po, kunyari sa ating mga schools, meron po ba kayong format in making a citations? Meron po ba tayong style? Pwede ba natin gamitin yung APA format or American Psychological Association? Ano po bang, ito po ba ay series ng 7th edition ba? 6th? Depende po sa atin. Or we can use the Modern Language Association or MLA. And also, this is also recommended pagdating sa literature cited and references. You can use the Harvard and Vancouver cited. Diba? May mga kasi publication po na gusto nila ganito ang format na gagamitin natin when we are making our citation of our references. Okay. In terms of financial plan naman po, we have our format there. It refers on how we requested amount to be spent with the line item budget. Kumbaga, meron tayong summary of the includes materials for data gathering, the professional services given to experts and more. Those are the things. And pagdating sa work financial plan, dapat makikita natin ano yung activities natin. Kumbaga, naka-item description po yung quantity, the unit, how much is the cost, and the total amount of a specific financial work plan. Okay po. In terms of project duration naman po, this portion, dapat nakita natin is usually presented in a Gantt chart. Diba? May Gantt chart naman tayo. We can search that format. Indicating the number of months, the action research shall be accomplished based on the planned activities timetable. Yan ang hindi ko mawawala pagdating po sa action research proposal. Okay po. In project, yan po yung pagdating sa ating project duration. Sa ating curriculum vitae, na it's very important to have our bio note. Kanina, pag pinapakilala ang ating mga plenary speakers, ang ating mga speakers, they have their own bio note. Pagdating dito, you can have insert your qualifications as a action researcher. Nakalagay po dito yung iyong tinapos, ang iyong achievements in many things. Those are the things that we might include when we are making action research proposal. In terms naman po sa ating mga junior and high school, senior high school students, beyond books publication, you can partner with us. Example, the Maranatha Christian Academy School System. We have partnered with Beyond Books Publication in terms of our research collaboration. We invited different panel members from different schools and different universities, which is partner with Beyond Books Publication. Pwede po namin kayong i-guide in terms of your research colloquium, that is the term. And you can invite us, you can invite the Doc Linilo and Beyond Books Publication to critique your work and to help you to improve your researches. And this morning, we are very thankful for accepting our invitation. Thank you very much for listening. If you have your questions, you may contact us in our numbers for us to enumerate the possibility and possible outputs, how we can make and improve our junior high school and senior high school action and basic research. Thank you very much for listening. God bless everyone.